25th, 2016. It is 9:35 a.m. It's convenient that we stand for invocation of our pledges. Our Father in heaven, we're most grateful for the day, the opportunity that we have together and to do the business of our citizens. We ask your blessings upon this meeting, that the things that we do and the decisions that we make be in accordance to thy will and in the best interest of those people that we serve. We ask your blessings upon those who are serving in our military, who protect our rights and our privileges that we've come to know and love so well. We ask your blessings upon them, that your wing of safety stay over them. We pray for the leaders of our nation, for our state, and for this county. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you. Item number 3, public comments, announcements, presentations. We've got 3 noted on there. One is a thank you letter from Turning Point for the donation of $2,500 that we appropriated to that organization for the year. That's being in your packet, I think. Yes. The next is a letter of approval for vote centers. I'll let Lauren come up here and make a little statement about that.
Pretty excited. We did get approved for the vote centers for the March 1st primary, so we moved ahead with plans on that. The 4 that were of our population size, 100,000 or less, that were approved were Lee County, Palo Pinto, San Jacinto, and us. So Palo Pinto and I are kind of sharing notes as we go along, just because we're pretty good neighbors and like to not do as much double working if we don't have to. So that seems to be all going very well. So I'm pretty excited. So.
Do we have all of our equipment in for those elections?
Yes, we got the borrowed equipment in one day last week. It is stacked all over my office, so we will get that all ready to program and get it out.
How about the equipment that goes to Ector County?
Ector County is completely taken care of, except for 2 computers that will FedEx out to them at a later date.
Have we?
I have invoiced them for $170,000. Well, they've already sent us, was it 6,000? A retainer, and so I invoiced them for $170 minus what they've already paid us. So, and then they'll pay the other 5 once they get the other.
Very good. Any questions about the vote center? That's good.
All the vote centers are in the same places where we talked about consolidating the last time. That was kind of a backfall in case we didn't get approved. So everybody's got at least one vote center in their precinct. The 2 here in town are First Methodist and NCTC.
Would you send us an email with all those in so that we can answer constituents' questions?
I will do that. No problem.
The letter of acceptance is in your packet too. We received.
When people come to vote, there will be a survey that they will be asked to fill out. It's part of the requirements of making sure that we are a successful vote center. So trying to keep it to 2 or 3 questions. But that will be something that voters will
Point
be
of
offered.
information, will we, that few that applied to have this approval, or did they just approve a few locations?
They approved, I think, 10 total per election, 6 that are over 100,000 and 4 that are under.
So we were chosen out of how many?
I don't know. I don't. Right now, there's already over 30 counties that are doing it. So, I mean, there could be nobody applied, at some election. I wouldn't be surprised if we were one of the few that applied for the primaries. Primaries are kind of,
I believe that's per year, that they approve per year. Is
no, it's per election.
it per election?
Take them all, get 254 counties in there, then.
It
If
does.
they all should elect to do.
Yeah. But no, that's, we are.
Very good.
Send that email. Thank you, guys.
Okay, next on the list, we have the FEMA update. Ms. Sumter, if you would please come up here and give us a little update on our FEMA disaster declaration and funding progress.
Just a little handout, and if you'll note, this is due date, where we're at on our monies. We do have 3 projects still out. They're all for precinct 3, and they're coming along now. Stacy does have this part finished, so if you'll look at it, it pretty much tells you what we've got. We have on precinct 1, this amount was approved, but we have to do it by reimbursements, and I think we're gonna be able to do that in sections. So at this time, we don't have any cash in hand.
Small bites.
Right, precinct 2, that you see your awards total together, we have received $114,347.38. Precinct 3, 2 of your awards are in, and we do have cash in bank for $74,267.73. In precinct 4, 2 of yours are in, what you've been awarded, $99,205.39. So that's with FEMA, 75%, county with their 25% match.
Do we know what's gonna be, you say there's another, application
Yes.
to process in 3 and in.
Correct. We have one, Dunn Road, which Stacy is, sorry for the pun, done with it. He come well under the big project. Rocco had turned it in. It's $233,000, but Stacy's well under that, about half. So that one, I think, Stacy looked over, and the judge and I looked at it, and I did send an email saying that that project basically was finished at quite a substantial savings for everyone, so you done a great job there, Stacy.
We'll expect to receive 75% of that.
Of the 100 and whatever we turned in, done, right. We still, Stacy still has a couple.
receipts, but for about 120,000.
Right, so, but it's finished, so, and then there's a couple of more, still out of 78,000 and a 99,000. And, so we're working on those, but those are all for Stacy. Everybody else monies are
Now, the
in.
25% share comes out of our regular budget.
It all has, like on yours, you have to spend it before you get, it all has to come out of your budget,
Yes.
and then you get reimbursed.
But like, where will that money go when once I'm reimbursed?
When you're reimbursed, it'll go back, all the FEMA money goes back into your checking account.
Okay, so 25% that I spent will not,
No,
No, that's your 25.
that's your 25%.
Right.
25% of the 752
That's a big price.
is $190,000.
Well,
With theirs, they got
right,
reimbursed
100
before they
and-
spent it. because
Right,
it was smaller.
188 and some change. So with, I mean, you're 752,000, you'll get that 560 over, but you've got to spend it. But I think we're going to
That's
be
well over
able
what I've got budgeted for yours.
to, yes.
But it's 25% of the whole total project.
Of this
Like
whole
what
total.
I did on White
Yeah,
Rose
it's gonna
Road
include
is
the shooting
already
and me.
included in that
It,
25%.
right, you're good, you're good.
Yeah, I'll be able to cover most of that 25%.
Yes.
In the material,
Uh,
in the machine.
oh, that's, I'm thinking I've done jumped on to a totally different thing here, sorry.
Yeah,
My mind went sea turtle.
That's no good to
Yeah.
I have to work on that real hard, FEMA versus CTERS, which we did get a nice little $314,000 for textile on our seeker.
Excellent.
We should
So we had a lot of money come in last week.
I'll talk to
That
Alan.
stays in Road and Bridge.
That stays in Road and Bridge, and Commissioner Wiley still has one project left. So that's, then we'll be good with seeker.
But you realize that the CTERS money is a reflection of better roads in Wayne County, where FEMA is repaired roads.
Would you make them better?
It might, should, they're better than what they weren't.
I think the Seacoast
So we
projects,
think, no.
if I understood right, we're about 87% complete.
Right, just,
Yeah.
Commissioner Wiley's the only one with some seekers money left, so. That's it, if you have any questions, you do have money, your FEMA money has, I think,
Like, I'm working on a FEMA project right now on County Line Road, and I've already turned in those tickets. I should have told you. I'll tell you. I've got it marked down, and I've got my little project marked down in my office.
You don't FEMA, it doesn't matter, because you sat down in Rocco and y'all figured that out, and so the money
So
is,
we don't
you're
need-
getting it before you're spending it.
When I turn in the tickets for that project that I'm doing, it doesn't matter. I'm keeping up with it, I know that.
on
Right.
Good idea to
FEMA,
keep
on
up.
FEMA, the records have to be kept daily. Each commissioner has
I
to
do.
keep their records on that, that's where
And
seekers.
y'all are responsible for that, when y'all
Right.
come get
Okay.
audited on that, it's you they
Okay,
come to,
cool.
not us.
I'm good.
Right.
So.
Okay,
And Marcia's done a great job working with Rocco and the FEMA and the C-Turks too, I don't know how to kick it off.
I don't know, that's a confusing mess.
It is a confusing mess.
I've got, Kay, thanks to her, got me started on some pretty intricate Excel spreadsheets with seekers. I did all of that. On the FEMA, I've had a lot of help from Rocco, so he's done a great job for us.
Yeah, we keep
All those parties, interested parties, the Seacoast people, the FEMA people and all that, it seems like they're real tickled with the way our
She's kept
Bookkeeping,
really good records on
accounting
that
people.
C-Turks, and
Kudos.
Samantha has helped her so much.
Thank you. They actually said, we may use some of these formulas. I made a few more formulas and put some stuff together, and he was real tickled with everything.
Way to go, Marcia.
Heard
Thank
it.
you.
No less than expected out of
Might
you,
be
Marcia.
an
That's great.
extra FEMA next might give us.
Okay, is there anything else that might need to be brought up? Seems like I had something else, but I can't think of what it was now, so it's not been too important. Might want to know, I'll let that, all members of the board are present. Item number 4, consider county clerk's minutes from previous meeting, January the 11th, 2016. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections that need to be made to those? If not, I'll entertain a motion for Rogers,
Second.
Wiley. Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Rogers and a second by Commissioner Wiley to approve those minutes as presented. All in favor? Carried 5-0.
Did they get the cannon dropped off?
Excuse me?
Did they get the cannon dropped off?
Yeah, they did. I've got a picture of it on the phone here, sitting out in front of the commissary there.
But it looks nice.
Yeah, it is. That's quite a deal.
It is.
It will be when they get trained up.
Mhm.
We may even have to fire that off somewhere other than.
Remember, they're firing, right?
Leave the vehicle parked far away. It must be out the windows.
Loaded about halfway.
What happened? I'm going to go get tents.
Okay, item number 5, county treasurer financial report.
And I'll give you a copy of this, will be found.
Sure does look good.
We took $560,000 out of reserves to put into the insurance fund in additional monies for 2015 fiscal year.
500, how much?
560,000. pay claims. And we have a balance currently after all of, in January, after all of the claims and what have you been paid with our old insurance, is $118,000. So that's looking good, and I think we're gonna have a lot better outcome with having
Yeah, I
fully
think we
insured.
finished up all of the, little
560, what was
loose-
our premiums in addition to 560?
Whatever the budget was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Monthly, what do we have to pay premiums?
Yeah,
I
on the
think it's
self-insurance
about
policy.
50-something thousand a month. I can look and see.
It was seven. It's
Now it's 70-something thousand, but we can raise that up. But I think the premiums were,
560.
I could pull
Oh,
that.
no, we're not gonna have to, do it. We've already budgeted all
I'll
of
say
the
we had another
expenditures.
600,000 in premium, plus 560 we added to it, plus the 116 that you said was paid in 2016 for that, for
No,
the losses.
no, that was our balance currently after everything's paid in our
So
insurance.
everything's
We
paid.
paid claims, we paid the month's claims.
And in
So was that
2000
1.2 or 1.3 in medical?
You'd have to report to, you could guess on
Those two numbers
that.
together, put it there.
Anyways, we moved into the general out of, our reserves in 2015, $1,600,000. So we had a little shortfall in our budgeting, 2015. But we have plenty of money in our reserves, so we're good. What else do we need to know? So, I mean, all of our fund balances were positive going out by moving all that money into it. We have the murder trial and all of that was out of whack. So we made it through 2015,
I guess when this next murder trial will be kind of covered.
partially.
Yeah.
Don't be troublesome.
Don't get them up. I'm all excited.
Like I said, I'm paying some bills too on,
Yeah, we
for
still
this
are.
year for appeal on the Armandaris, so.
How they gonna do that? Are they gonna have like 3 murder trials for this? Since there's 3, so.
And-
Well, I don't think so. I think 2 of them on far enough down the road that they'll wind up pleased.
Okay, so it's been a disposition.
There'll probably be one.
One, yeah, the ringleader.
I have October, November, and December just about finished, but there's a little discrepancy, which is less than $100 in the treasures that we're trying to figure out some balancing ins and outs. So hopefully I'll have those next time.
Still got a phantom number up there.
Yes. Not very big, but a penny will throw you.
And I haven't closed the 2015, we're not doing anything else out of there, but I usually go to Cleveland to Donnie with net data, because I also have to put in some adjusting entries for Kenna. And I think this year Donnie's actually coming here and we're gonna do it, so.
And we got all of our previous insurance responsibilities over
I believe everything's, yes,
Call it up.
everything's done off there. We've had a claim, the last one we had was like $1,300, and every week we just hold our breath thinking, is there anything else big gonna come in? But I think everything is good, I hope.
I was gonna let you know too, we received $2,837,000 in the property taxes so far, and the general account. And in the road and bridge, we've received $896,000.
800. That's what's been added to the road and bridge.
And then we're starting to get all of our heavy equipment that's being, through Nancy's office,
Good.
that's coming in.
Make a note there and understand that we don't have a road and bridge, a dedicated road and bridge tax or farm market tax. These
Oh, we
these
do.
are actually general fund taxes
General fund
that
tax.
we allocate to the road and bridge department.
And our sales tax is down between
Yeah.
20 and 40,000 a month. That's That's due to the oil, I'm sure.
It may be down considerably this fiscal year.
Right.
Uh,
Anyways, we're not having to pull any money out of it. We're looking good. We might move some money, Cheryl and I talked, I don't really like having that much in the checking account, so we'll move some back into reserves since we borrowed so much out of there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Replace all the-
Anything else there? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the financial report from the county treasurer? Wiley? Rogers? We have a motion by Commissioner Wiley, a second by Commissioner Rogers to approve the financial report as presented by our county treasurer. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 6, county auditor's budget amendments and or vouchers payable.
Have vouchers payable.
No amendments?
No, sir.
Good.
Yeah, I'll do some at some point. The total for today is $218,833.48. And of that, out of just the general account is $155,747.06. And a lot of that is I finished paying juvenile probation. I'd already paid them $27,000 on their $100,000 transfers out, and this contains the other $73,000. Also, we have the fire contract from the city grant for $24,000. It's also in here. So that's a big chunk of the $155,000.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
We have a motion from Commissioner Pruitt, second from Commissioner Wiley to approve the vouchers payable as presented by our county auditor. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 7, county, consider historical commission's annual report. Judy Cox and Susan Smith.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are y'all?
You're good.
Great. I think we have an annual report here in the packet. Okay, very well. Who's going to go first? This is Judy Cox and Susan Smith.
We had a very eventful and successful year, and I think we've got enough that's gone on this year that we can build more for next year. Of course, we had a lot of activities, so maybe there's a few little organizational things that we could probably do better, but we have a lot of help, a lot of active volunteers, a lot of people put time in when they didn't have a whole lot of time and resources. But everybody we worked with this year, very passionate about the history and the Fort Project. Especially the Fort Project, we had our first fundraiser this year. We raised $200 for interpretive signs out there. And anything else? It's a whirlwind.
It was really a wonderful event for us because we had commission members step up to the plate that hadn't been before, and our most active members are over 80 in age, which we thought was really, really awesome. It was just kind of a coming together for us. And, I mean, we're feeling more like a team now than we have before. One thing that we did want to bring to your attention is that we wanted to add an additional member to the commission. I know we're only allowed to add a member in even years if someone has stepped down. And so we wanted to add Larry Camp to our roster and take Sarah Brashears off the roster.
Because she's not doing state.
Sarah moved to the Y.
She did.
You got Larry lined out?
He's going to be a real asset to us because he's worked on so many of the buildings. He can tell us what's been changed and really help us with our surveys.
Yeah, he's his own history book.
What do you think your grandest accomplishment was?
Definitely Fort Belknap Days.
Yes, yes.
Did we get the organization friends before it kicked off?
We're working on it. We've had 3 or 4 meetings already, and we're going to attend a nonprofit workshop that NCTC and the chamber are holding this weekend, and try to learn how to get your tax ID number and get organized. So,
Very good, now, I think this Friends of the Fort organization probably replaced the Belknap Society, sort of replaced that.
it's our hope. We definitely want to be there for the fort in any way we can.
Do you think that the activities that Jim is doing in the schools is going to help recruit young historians? Because that seems to be the problem. Young people don't care much about
Oh,
it.
yeah, definitely. And, you know, we were canceled, you know, because that morning, Friday morning, the school children was to come out. Of course, it was raining, and when the event actually started at 10, the sun, came out. But the Newcastle bus, the small one that Ada rides, came out there. They saluted the bus, and the cannon went off, and those kids were just bouncing around on the inside of the bus. So it made a huge impact on them. So they'll remember that event. But one of the interesting things I found is a lot of the reenactors that stayed out there, because there's some of them had to leave once the educational events were canceled, because that's directed while they were out there. But the ones that stayed, I talked to each one of them as to why they stayed, because there's no guarantee of money, you know, this was kind of the premier thing. It was because most of them had been out there when they were kids. I mean, you know, that's where they were attached to it, and that's where they were willing to hang out and start off on a premier event. So that was.
So it's important that we continue to support those family reunions and family gatherings.
Exactly. Everybody watching this area, well, and other people's like, oh, remember Fort Belknap, we had, you know, their family reunions out there, so. But really, the children was really important, you know, that's where they felt that passion and interest.
It looks like the County Historical Commission's been very active through the years.
Been busy.
That's what I was gonna say, I mean, y'all just get that going again. I think that's y'all's biggest accomplishment this year, is getting it going again.
And we think that this training on Saturday is going to be a big help to us, really.
And you're getting your tax ID number.
We've already got, I mean, we operate under the county, but just, it's a whole nonprofit workshop about, you know, we still don't really have bylaws and how to organize your board and just a whole
No, that's
package.
a pain, trust me, I've done that before.
So we're excited.
Very good. Anything else that you want to make?
Do you all have any suggestions?
Planning on the Frontier Day weekend, event this year for the school kids?
As far as I know.
It'll be an annual event. James has
Yeah.
already said, every October, we're gonna make sure that the forts, the surrounding forts know that this is an event for them. And I think that because we're so late in the year, that'll be easy for them to
Yeah,
plan.
it actually, like, there's usually forts trade reenactment groups with each other. And the way that it happened this year was actually, even though, you know, the weather and such, it's like at the end of these fort seasons. And the reenactment groups or the living history groups that trade, that's kind of happen to fall at like an end event of the year. So where it's located works out really well with, so it doesn't seem to be interfering with any other fort activities. Our neighbors.
So give Dr. Bloom a chance to come down and shoot his cannon too.
Right, and they're supposed to be offering you training, so you have to train for your shooting. So be sure to go to that.
And I think that's more than pulling the trigger. Moving off, it's the loading it and
Oh, yeah.
packing it in there and getting the right charge.
Making sure there's nothing else in there
Yeah.
except.
Make sure that everybody's out of the way.
Do y'all do anything in the cemetery there?
I know Jim's been working with it, and the Texas Tech students have been coming out, they've been out, what, twice now?
Yes, it's twice, yeah.
Right, so, we do have a cemetery committee with the historical commission, but we just haven't really gotten our committees up and running yet, so that's something we hope to do this year.
Been through some graveyards, that's something that we hope we have better planned out for more systematic.
That's something I'd like to make a suggestion on there is, when we were looking, there was no maps anywhere about where the plots were plotted or anything like that, and that's something I think would be beneficial.
I think that's what Jim's doing with Texas Tech.
That way the map
Just to plot it and make sure where everybody is, and not only that, go ahead and make it set for future cemetery plots, so that there'll be numbers and everything, by roads and all. And that way you can come back and designate it and give it to each one of the cemetery, to the funeral homes. A little bit more smoother.
They had ground penetrating radar.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they're talking
Right
about.
over.
Headstones.
Something like that.
Yeah.
They did mark a lot.
They're there, they just broke off.
They're surroundingly located, it's be hard to put them in roads, but, you know, they're just,
You'll be surprised when we were out there building the fence now, because they do gonna mark the little flags and everything now. They've done a pretty good job.
But they need to go ahead and make them out,
Mm-hmm.
and they need to fix it for the future.
Right.
Get some kind of systematic way
Yeah.
of putting them in, so that you can utilize every bit of the area and space that they, it's not only for that, it's also for other boys doing digging.
Is there any family member left that knows the approximate location of their descendants?
there's a few, but not many.
Well, that's what I say, when you get that map up, you can ask those people if they can help us determine whose graves are where.
I have a list of about 100, and a little 100, I think.
So if they do it, those monuments still need to be erected on somebody's grave, on that grave there.
When it, where the particular ones are, I don't know. Just a listing of who he is.
But I hate to put a marker on the wrong grave and somebody, some of their relatives know who's over there.
But hopefully, through the year, I think it probably takes a year or more. The effort's gonna be made to make that historical, get a historical designation in the cemetery. Hold it down.
What we need to do the rest of it, to do like that last year.
Which grave on the wrong end?
Is there any other questions that we have for Ms. Cox, Ms. Smith?
Make a motion to approve the annual report.
Okay, we have a motion by Secretary Wiley. Second by Mr. Sipes. To approve the Young County Historical Commission's annual report as presented by Judy Cox and Susan Smith. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried 5-0.
Good.
We appreciate you gals doing that.
Thank y'all for y'all's efforts.
You good work.
Okay, item number 8, I think this is a budgeted item, but we've got it on the docket, on the agenda anyway. Consider the County Judges Commissioner Association of Texas Annual Dues, $1,500.
And that's broken out into each precinct and actually it's keyed in for today's payments.
Okay, all in favor of approving such annual dues to the County Judges Commissioner Association of Texas? Carried 5-0. Item number 9, we can table that. I've got that, I inadvertently put that on this agenda. It's not scheduled till February the 8th. I just kind of failed up on that agenda item. So I'll move, we table that.
Go past that.
So that's gonna be the new one.
That's who they're going to present to us. Hubby,
You know what?
yeah. Right now, he's the livestock judging coach at Cameron University. He has been in AgriLife before. Some of their budget cuts a few years back took him out. Eliminated his position, whatever it was.
About 3 or 4 years ago.
Who got the second on that? You? Table. Okay, all in favor? Carried 5-0. That was just my mistake, I just I knew it was supposed to be, I guess Tim Perkins put it on there.
Stacy.
Okay, item number 10 is tax resale deed, from Brandon, Brandon Fielder College, Vermont. This is on an undivided 3.5 acres out of TENL, survey number 770, abstract 775. I'm not just exactly sure where that's located. But we have $750 bid from Yeah, Santos.
Is it Newcastle School District?
Yes. It's in Newcastle School District, Almy Hospital District, and Young County will be the approved entities. And I think the rest of them might be already done now.
Bruce has signed off on it.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pruitt, second by Commissioner Wiley to approve the tax resale deed as described by Pardue Brandon Fielder College and Mont, and that's for $750 to Stephen L. Santos of Ennis, Texas. It's on an undivided 3.5 acres. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 11 is discuss Young County Rural Fire Department contract. This is identical contract. It just needs to be updated with new dates in it and reactivated so they can utilize the surplus property. If there's no changes in funding, no changes in any of the provisions thereof.
Who's agreeing to that contract? Just the annual contract, it's a 1-year contract.
Well, it's a perpetual thing unless there's changes to be made in it. Yeah, I mean, it renews every year, but they don't, the surplus property folks won't accept it as like that. They have to have it renewed every year so they can utilize it.
I second it.
That's what the reason is.
This is showing that each member, each station is a member set aside by itself, correct?
So each station can do business with surplus property.
They can. So, you made that motion, is it approved? Second. Do we have a motion by Commissioner Sykes and second by Commissioner Pruitt to renew the contract as presented with the Young County Rural Volunteer Fire Department and their associate members? All in favor? Carried. You have the written Okay, item number 12, discuss and consider replacement of inmate farm windows. We have this is Major Eric Brown. He will present that to us. It's, I guess we've got damaged glass out there.
Yes, sir. I had talked with Cheryl, and I know that it wasn't in our budget, and we've tried to cut and save just about everything we can out there and on every corner. But every single window that is in the jail, they put it's almost like a plexiglass window. Well, they had figured out that when they had the hot pots in their cells.
As the inmates.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. The inmates. When the inmates would have the hot pots in the cell, they would arc wire and get a pin hot, and then slowly but surely burn a hole through the windows so they can pass things or stick things through there or whatever. Almost every hole or almost every window has a hole at least that big. I think I've got pictures of every single one.
How long does it take to make a hole?
Quite a while, but like I said, those were here, had been here for a while. It's not something that's happened
Not
recently.
happening anytime now?
No, sir, we don't have hot pots in the cells anymore. So,
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
When they do stuff like this, and we know who's doing it, are we filing charges on them?
Yes, sir. Yes, we are. The thing about that is a lot of times with the cameras, you do a jail check every 20, we do a jail check every 20 to 25 minutes. We don't have cameras in the cells, so the cameras only cover what's in the hallway. So a lot of times you don't get the full effect of who's doing it or whatever, because they know the angles, they know where to go to get to that, to where they can't be seen.
Well, those windows are to be seen through, who's looking through? See if that's happening. Why is there windows there?
Just so we can monitor the inmates on a jail check. Are you talking about?
It's every 20 minutes?
Yes, sir, every 20 to 25 minutes.
So that's happening every 20 minutes?
Not any longer, no, sir.
It was?
Like I said, there was, it was a problem before, but it was gotten to the point to where they're damaged beyond repair now, so. The actual, on the quote, the actual windows that we have looked at are hard glass that actually have metal inside the glass. It's a non-scratch, it would take some serious force to even crack those windows. So the price is a little bit steep. I talked with Cheryl about maybe having us use our work crews with Lieutenant Parker out the jail, the work crew supervisor, to help them. But she said after talking with Judge Bullock, he had also brought up some concerns maybe about the quality of work or them, damaging the products or hurting themselves or any way, and that coming back on us.
Were these in this shape during the budget?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And they weren't included in the budget?
Yes, sir, they were.
They weren't included in the budget?
Yes.
We tried to put a little extra in there. And the jail commission also, they're throwing a big fit about this glass looking.
But this is a
window.
budget item.
Well, we do have some in the budget. I found a couple of places that I think that we can get it and maybe use a little bit. We have 8,000 in jail development. If we could use 5,000 in jail development, use 15,000 in the building repair, which right now because everything that was repaired in the jail, or in that whole place, we pay for out of that 350 line. We have 21,871. I don't want to deplete that. And then if we could use some out of the other equipment, say 5,070, which we have 19,778 left in there, I don't want to deplete that one also. And maybe some of the camera repair.
So this specific set of windows were not budgeted for?
Not just in a hole like this, no. I think we tried to, and I think it was cut back a lot.
But if jail commission needs it done, we have to do it or they shut us down.
Well,
Did
Probably
Jackie
should.
make any comments about those?
Her comments, and it's like Cheryl said, her comments were, that's a problem. And she didn't tell us specifically, you have to do that right now, but her comments were, those are a problem and that needs to be addressed. So she's been, she was gonna work with us, but at the same point in time, some of those windows, you can barely see in to make sure that you can check on those inmates to where you have to physically go in that cell and check because you can't see through the window. And that's her problem. And she said, if you're doing a jail check and you have to go inside a tank, she said that's a problem. So that was her only comments.
Kind of dangerous.
Well,
Yes, it is.
how did they take it, some of these are plate pins, correct?
Excuse me?
Some of these windows are messed up for the plate pins.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
In the
how did
backyard.
how did they do that in there, when the pots wasn't in there?
Just taking whatever that they can find. And when the scratch, those windows that we have there now are not scratch resistant. Like I said, they're just a heavy form of almost plexiglass. Or those can be scratched with just a ball pen that they get issued during their.
Plastic floor,
imaging.
and that scratching?
Pretty much, yes, sir, yeah. And they're very innovative in what they can do and what they come up with.
Yeah.
As far as them being broken or nothing like that, they're not cracked or
No, sir.
broken? or-
No, none of them are broken.
And it looks to me like this probably an inch or better thick.
Yes, sir.
And these
How
new
many
ones are
approximate
scratch
windows
resistant.
are there that are like that?
Sure.
How many windows are there approximately like that?
Every one in every tank.
Every time?
Yes, sir. Everyone has some form of scratching or destruction in it.
Is this something that the work crew could do?
I've talked with Mr. Parker, and he said that they can do it.
Is there any possible way that they could leave something undone or something like that?
I wouldn't try.
Yes, sir, there is.
And if they drop, I mean, and I think it'd be great if they could do most work, but if they drop and broke some of this, well, you see how expensive that
And
stuff is.
If we get the company to do it, it's guaranteed
Well,
work.
that's what,
Our
that's,
guarantee would
agreed with
be,
them.
Yeah, I believe it's a 10-year guarantee on the windows that we're actually.
So like one crack, scratch, or whatever, they replace
They
it.
replace it.
Well, that's, we just gotta do it that.
Like I said, I just came to Cheryl thinking that, you know, if it's at all possible, any way that we can. But the deal with the inmates, they can do it. I mean, Mr. Parker's pretty good about watching them, but you're never gonna keep eyes on them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you know, every second of every day, especially.
So we'll know it was damaged within a little while.
Oh, yes,
Somebody in that
sir.
room that's doing damage to it?
Yes, sir. And like I said, those windows, he showed us and gave us a presentation out there at the jail. He said, you have to get some pretty good force to even think about coming close to doing anything.
What's that, what's it, $1,140 a window, that's what we're talking about replacing.
As far as those holes in those windows, they could be repaired. As far as the holes go. I wonder if there's a way that you could polish those to take the scratches out
Sure.
versus doing that. I know that.
The company had, when I had the guy out to do that, we asked that specifically because Sergeant Blunt said that he thought that there was something that you could polish it off, something to do with an aircraft.
Yeah, there's a boat product too for boats.
And the guy said that those glasses are made to where they're not, if you use anything on them, it's gonna make it worse.
So they're made to be scratched with a plastic fork, but they're not made to be repaired about.
They're made to be repaired, but I
It's a
mean,
good choice of materials.
so.
There's a lot of good choices when that drill was made.
But I'm sure that the contractor probably was thinking, I mean, he had a budget to go by, and I'm sure he was probably trying to
Oh, he
cut
did.
every corner he could.
he did,
He did.
he did cut it.
I haven't heard too many good things about
That's
it.
good.
Like I said, I've looked at if their budget and what we have in jail development, and if we used 5,000 out of the jail development, which is a little over 8,000, and there'd still leave a little bit if something else is.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, hot water heaters, washing machines, stoves.
Yeah, this is January's budget year.
The hot water heaters, we did have one go down, but we also had the actual manufacturer come out and talk to us about that. We currently have 4, there's 4 in the jail. He informed us that was entirely that was overkill, so we have not replaced the one water heater that went down. He said you could
Because we
supply
did
over 200.
replace some, I mean.
We replaced, there's 3 that have been replaced.
So it's
Um,
pretty good.
I think around 2013 is when they were replaced. He said that those should give us 10 years. We did not replace the one that just went out, he said, because the new ones that they installed, they can supply over 200 people, so.
We've replaced those convection ovens already, which that was a big.
Belts for all the heating and air conditioning.
Dishwasher, monitor.
You know, it's amazing that thing didn't go into service till 2007.
Repaired jail cells. Added cell county.
Was it?
Didn't get a bit of repair done in the last year.
So what you're saying is you've got the money.
If we use the 5,000 out of jail development, I go ahead and use 15 out of the building repair, which like I say, every little building repair thing comes in, that would still leave about 6,000 in there for the other repairs, and use 5,070 move that up out of other equipment into the building repair, do a budget amendment there, that would fulfill that quote that we have here.
I tell you what I would do. I would do the worst ones, pick out half the money to do the worst ones. That, and see how these hold up, see what takes place, and then budget the rest of it for the next, this year's budget.
I don't have a problem with that.
Do you think the quote,
It's gonna make them considerably higher.
that's what I'm thinking, that the quote's
Because
gonna be
you
a
have
lot.
that other,
Do we know that?
The larger order you have, the better
Right.
price that you're gonna get. Your shipping and travel and their labor, I agree with the judge on that, but I think we're gonna end up spending more money that way if we go that route.
Looks like they're charging $500 a window for labor. That's a little
Travel
excessive.
labor is $11,870.
They're very expensive, but the bad part about that is they're the only game in town, so we're stuck with it.
And you
That was my
negotiate
next
the
question.
labor?
Hey, can we put this out for bids anywhere? It's
Or
if,
just negotiate with them with the labor, tell them to do it if you'll cut some of the labor off?
You can try to negotiate with them, I mean, their price is their price. I mean, like I said, our DVR system, our video system, and our windows were kind of stuck, because they're, like I said, they're the only ones that we're contracted with.
So we have a contract with these people?
Not a contract, I'm sorry, they're the only ones that have the means and the necessary to do the jails. I mean, they're just,
so we did it the first time.
these people.
These people put
Yes,
the
sir.
windows in the first time?
Yes, sir.
And these are poly windows again?
No, these are pure glass with metal
It says
inside.
poly on there though.
It sure says poly.
Yes, sir, he does, and I don't know why he put that there. It says poly, but the one, like I said, I picked out the glass. It is a glass with metal inside.
Well, what they're invoicing here says poly.
Yes, sir. It's not the same glass. Like I said, we did agree on it being the glass with the metal inside.
But this quote was done the 11th of the 15th.
Yes, sir.
That's what I asked him, if he still would honor what's on here.
I've already contacted him. I contacted him when I talked with Cheryl first about it, and we decided to put it on the commissioner's court. The gentleman gave me this quote, was out of the office for over a month. So I actually talked to his supervisor, and he said that they would honor what we have. So
How long would it take them to do that?
I don't know that. I'm roughly probably,
They will have both frames.
I would say a week. I
They're
would say a
gonna
week.
hold that frame right there with them.
It'd probably take them less time than it would the inmate crew to do it.
I'll tell you what, let's do, let's table this and see if we got a different plan on this deal. Go from there.
what's a different plan?
Hmm?
What's a different plan?
We don't know it yet.
We don't know yet, but I think we can have a different plan of attack.
How?
They've got labor access.
Well, part of it is labor. And if we have to go in there as us and do it, because what I see in that deal right there is you've got those tamper-proof torque screws in there
Right.
with a cordless impact and buzz them out pretty fast. Slap them up in there and put it back together. You don't ever have to get, we don't have to get on the inside of the tank to do it.
Maybe
The only thing
they-
I'm worried about,
You do have to
does
get-
that void a warranty?
You have to do, yes, if there's any work done that's other than the company, yes, sir.
Oh, it's-
You do have to put, there's a
But
seal.
what's-
If it's scratched or cracked, they replace it for free.
Got scratched, is there a warranty on these?
But that was before, I mean, we had nothing to do with that. That was a contractor.
The same one.
But the deal is, if the only warranty you're gonna have on
No,
it is gonna be on the product
Yeah.
itself.
Installing it?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the installation, it's gonna be on the product. And if the product says what it says it is, and the product says it won't scratch, it's not gonna be a part of the installation part of it. Because basically, you're taking, it's coming in sections, and you're taking that glass, putting it up there, putting angler pieces back in there, bolting them back in. And it's the product itself, it's not the putting it in, it shouldn't be the warranty on it, in my opinion.
No, what I'm
Can you
talking about, let's
purchase
say a year
those
down the
in
road,
that
if somebody
What the glass is.
scratches it or breaks
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Yes, and that's what we
the
look
product
at, the
itself.
inmate crew could.
The
put
glass
it in,
itself
but
is
it
what's
voids our
warranty.
Right.
It's not gonna be the guy putting it in, warranting that.
But now they're
But the
saying.
product- the
that
product-
It voids a warranty if we put it in, to where they put it in.
It
we
wouldn't,
know
it
that?
wouldn't void
That's
the
what he
warranty
said.
on
Do
the
we know that?
manufactured
That's what he
piece
said.
of
Yes, sir.
glass.
He said He said if any of the labor was done by an outside source, they would not, I mean,
So he
once it's
wouldn't,
shipped to you, and you're gonna do the labor, no, sir.
so his product that he's, the glass, his product that he's saying will not scratch, he will not warranty that.
No, sir, not if they don't install.
I don't.
We save $11,000 on installation. We could
Yeah,
afford
but
to
I
buy
worry
another one.
about how
Yes.
much gets broken by the inmate crew. But
Don't let the inmate crew do it.
That's not, I'm saying us do it.
Oh, y'all
I'm
do.
not saying, but let's do it.
I'm on saving money too, but we're dealing with jail out here, and we need somebody that's, there needs to be something that's approved, an approved installer. And the product, I imagine, probably calls for an approved installer,
Yes, sir.
to affect that warranty. Maybe just a product warranty, and it may cost something to, if one of them is busted and cracked, or one of them's defective, it may cost another installation fee. I don't know that. But I probably wouldn't want to go with a non-approved or someone that didn't have any experience putting this glass out there in that environment.
Would it be possible to get somebody that installs glass around here to install something like that with that way of warranty to it? You understand what I'm saying there?
I would.
And it might be cheaper there.
That again goes along with just tailoring this, not deciding what exactly to do, but
You're gonna have a plan at the
let's
back.
think about how to spend $25,000 a little bit heavier than this. Let's take this in consideration. $25,000. If this was done in May,
It costs as much to install them as it does. How many windows total? 42?
22.
Good gosh.
I'm surprised with the quote coming from May that the cost of glass, I mean, we're lucky there that that cost
Let
of
it go
glass,
up.
Well,
you know, everything else has gone up.
that glass is made out of
Well, a
oil.
lot of times prices go up because everything else is gone, they just follow everything else up, whether it costs us more or not.
So 46 total ones?
22?
22.
22.
It looks like there's 22s.
22 at the top is the
16.
total, then it breaks it out into what those 22 are, then that last is for the detention tanks, those are people who install it.
Take two people.
Okay.
Yeah, the travel and all that,
That's
$12,000.
that's ridiculous.
San Antonio, that's 5 hours here and 5 hours back.
Wouldn't hurt to explore alternatives.
I know.
They must be planning on staying here to do this
They will.
project.
But once they start, they stay until they're done.
Well, we can get them a cheaper room than what apparently they're getting, my gosh.
What's their hourly rate, do you know that?
$500.
I do not know that, no.
Wow.
I wouldn't mind tabling it until the next meeting to verify this poly provision here.
Sure.
And make sure that it's glass and what it is that has been
I can do that.
described to us.
Yes, sir.
And then the per diem and labor and all that.
You
Only
think-
one of us could talk to them.
Cheryl, you think you can shuffle enough funds around to make that happen?
Yes, I'm with using a little bit out of jail development, 5,000, I think.
You know, if they come to us with a budget item like this, it's got to be done, if jail standard says we have to do it, what are we doing cutting the budget? What you said?
They haven't told us that yet. What we're trying to do is
Avoid
prevent.
that?
Yes, sir. Because if they tell you at that point in time, you're gonna be put in non-compliance, you get put on the website as a non-compliant jail.
Yeah, we have
Because they
to,
told you that we needed to start
Yes,
working
sir.
on it.
Said it was a problem.
Yes.
Well, they told us the problem.
as described, Jackie said that's gonna be a problem. The windows because of the ability to view the inmates
Yes, sir.
inside, not necessarily because of scratching on them, holes in them, it's just because you can't see well inside.
Right.
Every 20 minutes, we have to be able to see the beginning of that kind of damage every 20 minutes.
Mr. Sipes, I'm not trying to lessen this, but it's a problem that was done before us.
It
It's
was.
not going on right now. This problem was done well before this, and those windows have been that way for quite some
Do
time.
you agree with what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, but it's not happening
I'm
now.
not laying blame here.
I know, but what I'm saying is when the jail standards gives you, they're not giving you an ultimatum, they're trying to work with you and tell you, you need to get this going. So whenever we do decide to do this, it's probably gonna be a 3 to 6 month wait before they can even get to us. So by that time, we would have already been inspected again. So when an inspector tells you, this is a problem, you probably need to start looking into it. And then when she comes back around again in May and talks to myself and the judge on an inspection, and then she looks at the judge and says, I told him, now I'm telling you. That's when we get slapped. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to,
This has gone on for years though, right before
Oh, yeah.
it became a problem.
I mean, when we moved out there, Mark, in 2007, I promise you within 6 months, you could already see scratches and stuff on there. It was bad. You're like, wow, so quick.
Right.
We have a motion to table this. Second. Okay.
That's the only company in the whole state of Texas that replaces windows? In
it's
general?
not the only, I mean, it's the only one in Texas, yeah. There's probably 4 across the United States, but are you gonna pay for
Oh,
someone from
no,
Texas?
I just meant, Texas only has one installer in the whole
Thank you
state.
for your time, man.
But your motion.
That's good
What, your
business.
motion?
You said Jimmy's motion.
Okay.
We've got a
Yeah.
motion by Commissioner Wiley, and second by Commissioner Rogers to
Yeah.
table item number 12 for the next meeting. February the 8th. For further consideration. All in favor of the motion? Carried 5-0. Okay. Anybody want to consider burn restrictions?
What was the fire?
Houses.
Houses?
House or structure or two?
One time there was 2 structures.
Did he move to another structure?
No,
Move from one church to the other?
no, that's taken. They did have a garage fire on that road this morning too.
Yeah, I smelled that when I come in this morning. It smelled like house fire.
Make a
The
motion.
burn man went in, he's working.
No. No action.
Is there any other matter of business that somebody might want to bring up?
Make a motion we adjourn.
Okay. No action on burn restrictions? Who wants to adjourn?
I'll make a motion we adjourn.
All in favor? That motion, Wiley, second, Rogers.
You need juice.